Who knew that a big bowl of pasta could ignite so much debate? If you're a fan of comfort food or just love a culinary adventure, wait until you see how I rank 13 of Ina Garten's most beloved pasta recipes. Some dishes will leave you swooning, while others might surprise you. But here's the catch. Not all of Ina's classics are created equal, and picking a favorite might stir up some strong opinions. Which one would you fight to have on your table? Let's dive in. Over the past few years, I've cooked my way through more than a dozen of Ina Garten's pasta creations, plucked from her legendary 13 cookbooks and her Barefoot Contessa website. My journey began during the lockdowns of 2020, inspired after spending one memorable day living out Ina's quarantine routine. Turning to her recipes provided a sense of soothing normalcy and downright deliciousness in otherwise uncertain times. These recipes run the gamut, from lightning fast vegetarian dinners to complex, meaty bakes that will challenge even a seasoned home cook. And yes, each one has a story of its own. Let's stack them up, from the least to most delicious. Kicking off the count at number 13, broccoli and bow ties. This dish was the very first Barefoot Contessa pasta I ever tried, and it holds a special place for more than just nostalgia. Ina promised a super easy, adaptable meal when she first shared it on Instagram as the world shut down. Think pantry staples like garlic, lemon, butter, Parmesan, and of course, your choice of broccoli, or broccolini. The sauce is astoundingly light, thanks to just lemon zest, olive oil, butter, and garlic. Parmesan ties it together with a little richness. It's breezy and full of springtime flavor. But here's where the controversy begins. Is it memorable? I found tastier contenders later on, though if you love clean, citrusy pasta, don't roll this out. Coming in at number 12, 3-ingredient lemon pasta. Ina champions this dish as the quickest weeknight pasta in her arsenal. Pasta, butter, lemon juice, and zest. That's really it. In less than 10 minutes, dinner's ready. The flavor? Bright, yes, but maybe a little too simple for a standalone meal. I actually served this at a dinner party, and we all agreed it performed better as a zingy side dish. One friend summed it up: why pay $20 for lemon pasta at a restaurant when this is so easy? But as a main course, it needs a little something extra. Pair it with one of Ina's outrageous garlic breads, and you'll elevate the whole experience. At number 11, spring green spaghetti carbonara. Now here's a twist: carbonara gone green. In her modern comfort food cookbook, Ina invigorates the traditional dish with asparagus, scallions, and 2 types of peas. The result? A surprisingly light and creamy pasta that's ideal for spring or summer. The bits of pancetta add a savory crunch, though I wouldn't have complained if there was a bit more. Even my parents, not big carbonara fans, loved it. My dad called it light and lemony, a perfect option for a barbecue side. 10th place belongs to baked rigatoni with lamb ragu. This is where things get hearty. Also, from modern comfort food, this rigatoni is anything but quick, requiring a couple of hours, a long ingredient list, and some dedication. The payoff is a deeply flavorful, traditional sauce that tastes just as comforting as it sounds. Friends were thrilled with it. Some felt the effort was justified, while others argued you could simplify and barely lose flavor. The time-to-taste ratio may spark a few kitchen debates. Would you invest 2 hours for gloriously saucy pasta? 9th in line, rigatoni with sausage and fennel. Ina herself calls this one a mainstay, a one-pot wonder that's become a Contessa signature. Why? Dry white wine, cream, tomato paste, plenty of sausage and fennel, finished off with Parmesan. It's rich and hearty, with a pleasing balance of sweet sausage and salty cheese. Cheese lovers, rejoice. Just beware, it's so cheesy, a lighter hand might be wise for some palates. 8th place, grown-up mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is universally adored, but Ina's version is all grown up. Blue cheese, thick bacon, fresh basil, and homemade croutons push this cheesy classic out of the kiddie zone. The creamy sauce gets a sharp tang from the blue cheese, and salty bacon keeps things interesting. My family devoured this at Thanksgiving. But here's a juicy tidbit. Even this isn't my favorite Ina mac and cheese. In seventh spot, orecchiette pasta with sausage and broccoli rab. This recipe from Foolproof is designed as a complete meal. Sweet and hot sausages, red wine, tomatoes, and orecchiette create a robust, warming pasta that reheats like a dream. Mixing two types of sausage amps up the flavor. That trick alone is worth stealing. My friend raved about its perfectly balanced spice and sweetness, especially on day 2. Number 6. Overnight mac and cheese. Featured as a bonus in her original cookbook reissue, this dish became my Friendsgiving showstopper. With sharp white cheddar, Gruyere, cream, and pasta, it's simple yet decadent. Breadcrumbs add crunch, and the sauce blankets every noodle without getting too heavy. Best of all, prep it a day or 2 ahead for effortless entertaining. Convenience, meet indulgence. 5th place, Ina's favorite weeknight pasta. Found in go-to dinners, this recipe is endlessly adaptable, great as is or jazzed up with meatballs or a blob of ricotta. Pancetta and red wine bring richness. San Marzano tomatoes add natural sweetness. The whole dish feels like an upscale Italian restaurant meal with minimal effort. I was honestly surprised how much flavor appeared with little fuss. A must for busy pasta lovers. 4th, summer garden pasta. Here's the big surprise. This is probably Ina's simplest recipe, and yet it bursts with flavor. Just 5 main ingredients: angel hair pasta, cherry tomatoes, garlic, basil, parmesan, and a super important prep: soaking the tomatoes, garlic, and basil in olive oil for 4 hours. That's the secret most people miss. A little patience for a huge taste payoff. Cracking the top 3, 5 cheese penne. When you need comfort in a bowl, this is where it's at. Romano Fontina Gorg.